Hi guys! So we're exactly pretty much halfway through the year. For some of us it might have gone by slow, for some of us it might have gone by fast. You'll have to tell me in the comments how it's been for you. And today I was gonna film a different video, but earlier this week I did a mid-year reset. And I took an entire day to just kind of figure out the trajectory of my life, what's happened this year, and what direction I want to take the rest of the year. And I think it's a pretty big gift to ourselves to just pause for half an hour, an entire day, and just reflect on our lives at the midpoint of the year. You know, when New Year's comes around, we set goals and resolutions, and then some of us might have stuck with them, while others it might have kind of faded out or we've gone off course. So mid-year is just a great time to just quickly pause and do a reset and just figure out where we want our second half of the year to go and how to make it amazing and in line with our purpose. So anyways, that's what the video will be about today. So today we'll dive deep into our mid-year review and we'll uncover what's working, what needs a little bit of tweaking, and then also how we can align with our true purpose and dive into a little bit of Ikigai. And I'll show you how. So let's get started. So I know I've talked about this before in some of my other videos, but if you are on a ship and you set your trajectory for a certain course, even just a few degrees off of course will take you to a different destination. And every day we wake up and then we go back to sleep and each day passes. And there's so much noise in the world right now, especially through social media and just advertisements and in general opinions and this and that. There's just so much noise that I think it's really beneficial to check in with ourselves and our purpose, not what people are telling us we should want to do, but what we truly feel intuitively called to do in this life. So when I did the mid-year reset earlier this week, something that really helped me was just to pause and take a moment to close your eyes and just think about this year and what has been really good for you this year. Try to think of 3 things. You can also write them down, but if you want to do this with me right now, just close your eyes just for a few, just like 30 seconds. And you can also pause the video, but think of 3 really good things that have happened this year or that you've accomplished. So if we just pause to celebrate and be thankful for those things that have happened. Now, if you could close your eyes and then think of maybe 3 areas where potentially you would like to improve. How things have gone, 3 ways that the year has gone where, you know, it wouldn't hurt to improve. Because later on in this video, we'll talk about taking one bad habit out and put one good habit in. So in this part, we can identify what one bad habit or maybe negative or not so helpful habit that we have might be. But if you can think of 3 things in this year that aren't going quite as well in the trajectory that you had hoped, let's just take another 30 seconds to think about that. And now if you have thought of maybe 3 things, you can optionally write them down, but whether you write them down or not, it's just really good to be aware of whatever has come into your mind. So now the next thing that I did this week that was so helpful was to do a brain dump of how the year is gone, how it's going, and how I want it to go. So what I did is I just took a blank piece of paper. I wrote that prompt at the top. So how my year has gone, how it's going, and how it will go. And then I just wrote it out. And then there's something called automatic writing, where you just write as fast as you can, and then all these things start coming out of your subconscious that you weren't even aware of. So anyways, if you want to, you could do that, and then things that'll come out will be things that you might want to pay attention to or not, but it's really interesting to see what is on your subconscious mind, and maybe your higher self or some aspect of yourself will kind of lead you in a direction where you might want to pay attention or head toward, or areas that you can improve, or areas that you've been doing really well and that you can recognize yourself for it. So anyways, it's very interesting just to do a 10, 15, 20-minute brain dump on it. Just a blank piece of paper, and then write as fast as you can, set a timer, and then when the timer goes off, you can read it back to yourself and then get some insight. Another thing that I did was to just check in with my goals. So the fewer goals that you have, the better, because you can accomplish more toward each goal. Sometimes I think our biggest detriment is that we set too many goals, and then we can't quite focus or make efficient headway on any of them. So if you set goals for the year, try to make it between 3 to 5 goals, and then write down sub-steps of what you can do to make those things happen. What I did this year was I wrote down my goals, and then I wanted to make headway on the book, and then hopefully get the rough draft finished within the next few months, like in the middle of the year I said, but it's looking around September. And then I also wanted to get out consistently 2 YouTube videos every month, which I've been doing. And then I really wanted to focus on my health and eat nutritious meals, get a lot of fun exercise, and I have a knee injury, so to strengthen the muscles around my knee. And then I realized, in terms of work, I've kept up with work a lot, but with my knee and then my health, I have, but not as much as I want. So this mid-year check-in, it was really beneficial for me, because when I did the brain dump, I was thinking, okay, so how can I focus on it more? Let me realign myself with the initial goals that I had set. And another thing that's really helpful with this is the goals that you have set for this year, you can check in with yourself, and things change. So are they still worth keeping as goals? I think one of the benefits of a mid-year review is to align yourself with the goals, check in, see how you're doing, but then it's also to remove anything that you might not be serving you or that you've changed your mind on. And sometimes the most beneficial thing that you can do is to remove a goal that is taking up space that is not of value to you, or that's not going to provide value to you. So just check in with your goals, see if they're still relevant, see if there's still things that you want to accomplish, and then see where you are with them. So now going to our habits, this also on a piece of paper, but if you could take your 3 best habits that you've been doing consistently this year and write them down, things that are contributing to your life, things that are adding value and putting you in the direction that you want to go, and that are helpful for you in your present day, in your present moment. And then if you write down 3 habits that maybe you could change. So you could choose 1 good habit, add 1 good habit in, and take 1 bad habit out. Habits are really powerful because they're actually hard to break and hard to form, but much harder to break than to form. And so if you take out 1 bad habit, and something very small, it could be something so small, and it's better if it's something small, start out small, then it could really change the course of your days and your life and then your life experience. The other thing that I did is I think that signs are all around us everywhere. So aligning ourselves with our goals and then where we want to go, but also, are we paying attention to the signs that are around us? There's synchronicities, and our intuition also guides us. And then there's also coincidences. And I think all these could be signs if we just pay attention to them, and they could lead us to, I guess, where we're supposed to go or where we're supposed to be, but it could be kind of like a guiding star in a way. And so have you noticed any synchronicities in your life this year? Anything that keeps reappearing? Then that could be something, if you don't think of anything but you're interested in this concept, then that could be something you can put as a prompt at the top of a sheet of paper, and then also try to figure that out. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, or the second to last thing, is Ikigai. So Ikigai is a Japanese concept of your purpose, your daily purpose, and your daily life experience in your purpose. So Iki means breath or to breathe. Ikiru means life, so Iki, life. And then Ikigai means life purpose. So there's a really great methodology that you've probably seen before on how to find your Ikigai, and I'm gonna just show you here. So this diagram, it consists of 4 main intersecting circles, and basically this diagram is so simple but helpful in helping you discover your purpose by filling out these circles or these areas. So the first circle, it represents what you love to do, and then that's the circle at the top, and then to the left, that circle is what you're good at. The circle to the right, it's what the world needs. And then the bottom circle is what you can be paid for. So with each intersecting circle, so what you love to do and what you're good at, when those two intersect, then that's your passion. What you love to do and what the world needs, that's your mission. And it's pretty self-explanatory looking at it. You can take a piece of paper, and then if you draw the 4 main circles out, just as is shown on the screen, I think this is a really good exercise for everybody to do like once or twice in their life, just depending on where you're at. But it kind of helps you discover your life's purpose, different vocations that you can do. And when we're on purpose, we feel good. We wake up more energized, and it just kind of gives you a reason to wake up every day. And that's partially the purpose of this. And then once we figure out our Ikigai and then incorporate it into our lives, it's a great way to help you find meaning and fulfillment in your life. So if you haven't done it, I'd urge you to just take a look at your Ikigai now, or today, or during this mid-year review, but it's a really interesting and really helpful concept. And then the last thing, if you want to do this for just a minute or two with me right now, is to visualize where you'd like to be 6 months from now. Picture yourself at New Year's. What would you have liked to accomplish? What would your night be like? Looking back and reflecting on this year, how do you feel? What have you done? So let's close our eyes and then just think about this for a minute now. And then if you need more time to do this, then you could also pause the video or do it afterwards. But this is a great place to be able to, once you visualize something, then you have a clearer picture or a goal in mind that you can move towards. So again, it's just important for your trajectory. So let's take a moment, just a minute, to do this now. So if anything came out of that visualization that you'd like to achieve this year, or if it kind of clarified anything for you, then you can end up kind of incorporating that into the rest of the year or at least incorporating that intention into the rest of the year. If you write it down, it's much more powerful. And then if you write it down and put it somewhere that you can see it, it's even more powerful. So this is just, each of us has the option and to take action to bring our lives in a certain direction. So you can make the second half of 2024 an amazing year, and I really hope that it is for you. And so if you take some time, you can replay back this video, or you can and then pause it at certain points, or if you finish this video and just take a little bit of time to yourself when you can, just to check in with the trajectory of your life, check in with your goals for this year, and see what you can do to make the rest of the year, the second half, an amazing year for yourself. There's so many possibilities, and it's kind of exciting. So I'll do another video like this around New Year's for next year, but I think mid-year review is just so helpful, and so I wanted to share this with you. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.